Hi, in this tutorial I will show you how to set up NRF development kit GCC toolkits under Ubuntu. So first go to NRF DK site. Okay, under the downloads folder you can find SDK. Download the SDK. I already downloaded, so I'm not gonna do that thing again. So remember, SDK 12.3 is the newest one. Okay, and download the NRF command toolkits for Linux also. I am using Linux 64-bit, so you can download for 32 if you are using a 32-bit computer. And download NRF DK user guide. A user guide has a lot of information. Actually, that is the first phase to go for any reference and anything. And with all this thing, you need to download or GCC. Just type ORM GCC. Then you can go in the Launchpad site, which will be GNU or embedded tool chains. So you can download it here. Actually, download the 32-bit thing, which you can find here. Selection Thorbat. So all these comes as a zip files. So I already download all those things and save it on documents. Let me open terminal. CD documents NRF7DK CD zip files. So you can see here I have a ORM GCC tool chain and NRF SDK. I have two SDKs, actually three. Actually I'm gonna show you how to set up this NRF 12.3 SDK, which is a newer version, and we're gonna need NRF command line tools, which I told you earlier about. So NRF SDK actually allows us to build the examples from the command line tools. That's the first one. That's the first part about NRF DK, and it supports GCC environment and Keil and IR workbench. So both Keil and IR workbenches are paid softwares, and for Keil also, if you wanna go for larger development, you have to pay some fee to them, license fee. So I'm going to show you how to set up free tools, GCC tools using this thing. First, let me clear this thing. So unzip all these things and save it on the folders. Now we will be having NRF SDK 12.3 folder and ORM GCC folder and NRF JProg folder. Okay, so NRF JProg is one of the command line tools. It will be having two tools. Let me show you. NRF JProg actually. So in documents NRF DK, in zip files, if you go through command line tools, you will be having two folders, NRF JProg and Nextshades. So right now I'm only using NRF JProg, so you can unzip that thing and save it on the folder. Next, if you go into the GCC folder, it will be having three subfolders, which is a ARM and JVC, bin and lib and share. So we need to add the bin folder to the path variable, which actually makes it possible to run the tool chain executable from any directory. So to add it, we're going to use the command path equal to, so $path, that's a colon followed by this folder. So I will be going with documents, nrf dk1 gcc on update. Then you need to add the bin folder in the ARM GCC. So that is done. Then actually nrf dk actually makes it possible to run the examples using makefile. So to do that, we need to have a makefile bin command ability. So in Linux, actually in Ubuntu specifically, you can install it using sudo get install build essentials check install. See, build essentials is already the nearest version. So if it is not installed already, get your build essentials. Then go to your nrf SDK folder. So in here actually you will be finding three subfolders: components, documentation, examples, external, and SVD. So we're gonna look into components folder. So in components there will be different folders, and we need to go into tool chain, which enables us to run this nrf SDK. So go to tool chains, and tool chains you can find ARM, GCC, IAR, and CMSS. Right now we are focusing on GCC thing. So go to the GCC here. Actually you can find different makefiles. So here is a one makefile POSIX, and here actually is another makefile. This is makefile common. This is actually makefile Windows. So in Linux environment you need to edit the makefile.posix file. So go to the nano makefile.posix. In actually here you can find different three variables. You need to add this thing. This is a ARM GCC toolchain folder. Okay, initially we set the path for bin folder, but here we need to add the total folder. Okay, then it will be for you, it will be other thing, default one. You need to replace this thing with your ARM GCC folder. Right? After this thing, actually you need to we need to download the Sedger tool, Sedger jailing tool. So if you go here, if you go to the downloads, and here it will be somewhere JLink. Here it will be JLink. Then in the JLink actually okay, go to the JLink software and documentation tab, click for downloads, then you can select the 32 or 64 bit. Will be going with 64 bit. If you click download, then you need to expect the all terms and conditions. Yeah, we all do that, right? So you will be having a .bib file. So you can install that thing. So that will be stored under cd/opt. Sorry, that will be stored under cd opt save. Okay, that will be installed here. Okay, after you install that thing, we can go to the nrf jpeg. So go to the nrf jpeg, just see the files there. So here actually we can use this nrf jpeg to program the code. Okay, so go to the SDK again. Okay, I just typed this thing. Okay, in SDK we need to go into the examples. In examples, just select the basic example, which Blinky example, which will be in the peripherals. In peripheral we will be having many examples, so I will be showing you how to do the Blinky example right now. So cd Blinky. Okay, so here there will be different PCS. As you can see, this is a main.c file which will be having the all the code for our board. This is the code. To program this thing, actually we need to go to the one of this PCA folder. If you see the your board, okay, now here actually you can see one of the numbers, I think like this. Mine is, if you see it clearly, I don't know if this is visible, PCA 10028. So you can find this similar number on your board. Okay, so makefile will be researched there. So go to the PCA 10028. There actually you can find blank and S31. Okay, actually S31 is a soft device. We're not going to use a soft device right now, so we can go for blank. So in blank folder you can find different folders again. So here we will be using ARM GCC thing. So go to the ARM GCC. Here you can find a makefile. So makefile actually used to compile that C code I showed you before and generate hex files. To do that you need to type make. This will generate the hex files which are used to bind to the board, which can make hex sugar. Okay, frankly I don't know what are these files at this moment. I still need to look into each one of them, but right now the files we're going to use is these files. Preparing build. So the build will be in the build folder. We'll be having one hex file, one binary file. We'll be writing the hex file to the board. Okay. So if you clear the screen on board, you will be seeing one build folder. Okay. Go to the build folder, and there are many files here, but like I said, the only file we are telling about .hex file, which you can find here somewhere. Yeah, here. So eventually the one thing is I need to use 518 board, but the NRF by default comes with a 51422. 51422 is a bit advanced version of 51822. They include an AND protocol in this thing, so if you are not messing with the AND protocol, so both ICs will be the same. So plug in the board USB. If you plug in the board, it will open as another external drive with a J-link. If you getting an embed as an external drive, look for the further updates from my channel. I will show you how to port between two OSs. Okay, so then we need to go. We're gonna use NRF JPROC to flash this board. So you can use NRF JPROC, but before doing that, you need to add path of NRF JPROC to this. So to do that, we're going to use path equal to path. So that will be residing on documents, NRF DK, NRF JPROC. Okay, here we will be adding the path of NRF JPROC. So it will know which command we are running. So NRF JPROC. So let me just clear the screen, and we'll be running the command to program the tool is NRF JPROC. First we'll be erasing the board family. The family we are using is NRF51. Then I am resetting board. To reset the board, I am going to use the command R is for reset. So here you can see applying a system reset. Then actually I am erasing the out of the program already in the chip. For that we are going to use E. So here you can see erasing the user available code and USR flash area. So then we can actually run this thing using NRF JPROC. It will be family NRF51, then program. So the file is nrf.exe.h, nrf51.exe.hex. So remember, we need to burn the hex file. Then we can add an extra option to verify the flashing. So you can see that checking the data is writing not protected programming device. Once it is programming, it is verifying the programming, then it is verified. Okay. Now actually if you see the board, after we program this thing, you are not seeing any lights or flash here, right? So once you program this thing, actually you need to reset the board again to run the program. So the command used is nrf jprog family nrf51, then we will apply reset. So after applying reset, you can see the LEDs are flashing there. So that's all there. Actually there is so if you don't wanna use nrf jprog, the make file will allow you to directly flash this thing, so that actually it is easier to do this thing. So you can type actually flash make flash, so that will flash the program, and actually so this will flash the program, but before flashing it, actually it is erasing whatever the code previously in the development kit. So after the flashing, it is resetting this thing and running. Okay, so command line tool is not the best way to debug the programming. I'm still doesn't figure out how to debug this nrf SDK files. So I'm trying to set up an IDE to do that thing, but it will take me more time for me to do this thing. Once I done it, I will give you the upload. Okay, thanks for listening.